is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. To get champions, we can do it together. When we look to the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People say the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it all goes stop, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We get champions.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
Well. Welcome all my peeps. Once again, another Friday morning with you, right? I mean, what other place that I could be? I am really happy to be here with you this morning. And I want to say, again, we have some wonderful, topics, quite interesting, right? Topics to deal with this morning. On a Friday morning, we normally don't have melting pot, right? Melting pot is more of the evening person. And so then I didn't even send him a link this morning. I was actually calling him to tell him that I am looking forward to see him in the evening. So look out for melting pot later. Again, for yesterday, we did not have Titan because the Titan boss have been overwhelmed with some work, some dub plates, and a lot of dub plates coming into the Titan boss. So he called us and let us know that he was overwhelmed with work. So of course we will have Titan next week for sure. But as usual, remember I have to big up my people right in the chat, right? They are the one that fueling the energy, So we have to big them up. All right, Beverly 975. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Bless up yourself, Beverly 975 and Patel Krushank. Morel, all right, blessings. Lighten Brown, big up yourself. March 2020, big up yourself. Laverne, blessings. Sonia Foster, enough respect. Albert Clark, enough respect. Lynette, and of course, Siege Ham Carter. Blessings to you. Now, before we start, right, for this morning, right, we are going to just, roll back the curtain on a little issue, and I want to make sure that I display that document. Some time ago, we spoke about indictment from the United States that sits on the DPP's desk. And we heard, of course, NNN, right, try to come out and try to do some deflection. And then it just seems like it just died down. But I am going to show a confirmation, right, not from the Jamaica side, but from the United States federal government. So for any persons who were in doubt in terms of what we had communicated and said, don't pay them any mind. You are going to see the documentation as it relates to where the United States is now making it plain that several Caribbean politicians are on indictment, right? Several Caribbean politicians are on indictment. So they can cover up in terms of what they are covering up. We know because we get the inside intel, right, of persons who slated to be extradited. So we are going to make it clearer, a little bit clearer for the public, right, when we get to that report. So for now, we are going to begin as usual. Remember that, what is coming out now with Darrell Vaz and the consistent pattern of criminality. And of course, where we have, KD Knight, KC Lawyer, who had spoken on it. And, it is something that, is now proven, right, to be evidently clear. And, for people to be aware of what is going on as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party administration, a kleptocratic administration in terms of illegal campaign financing, drugs, right? I have also documentation here, right? I leave that for later show, where Indicom is now, right, based on their investigation, is speaking some serious, very serious issues against the Jamaica Constabulary Force as it relates to the Jamaica Constabulary Force breaching protocol and breaking laws, right, as it relates to people, extrajudicial killings, right? And that is very serious, Jamaica. When you have now Indicom coming out now, right, and it goes to show you as it relates to Kevin Blake, what sort of police force, as it relates to his leadership that, he's supervising, right? We have seen a superintendent of police giving instruction, right, for police officers not to be wearing any body cameras when they are going out unseen. And it is coming out now that you have Indicom, right? Come on, Indicom is now highlighting what we were saying a long time, right? And when we are here on social media and we speak on these issues, the Prime Minister and his minions try to say that misinformation, disinformation, and all sort of things, and he has never yet can prove us wrong, right? And so then we know that the Prime Minister is the author of misinformation and disinformation. And let me just go back, right, to the KD Knight clip, right? Just to show you, when you have, right, a caliber like a KD Knight, right, speaking, then you know that it is no joke, right? It is no joke. So let us just go back and deal with the juggling, right? And I continue to play this clip quite often in terms of sending the message as it relates to what the Jamaica Labour Party, right, has been doing, and for people who have been affected by it, because coming up, and why this is important to put this out there, because we have a local government election, right, that is now, within the next 2 years, right, the local government election. And the Jamaica Labour Party is quite strategic. Everything that they are doing, every single thing that they are doing, they are putting a campaign piece in it, right? So don't be naive. Don't be naive. If they are fixing a road which they're responsible to do, right? You're the government, you're responsible to do it. If you notice, they went out there and they PR, that is a campaign piece that they are putting in, right? And it is so silly, it's so ludicrous that what the government is to do, right, and what we, right, ensure that we voted for them to do the people's will, they are coming out and acting as if, okay, they are doing something for us. When you fix the road, or you fix a bridge, or whatever you do, right, to, as it relates to political representation, it is what you are to do, right? No political grandstanding should be in that, right? And so for you to be selling that in terms of the political representation, that when you fix a bridge, you demonstrate that, okay, all right, you fix the bridge and so forth. I mean, people are going to know that you fix the bridge. If you are a good politician, you don't need to do these things. Now, the very same thing, and this is why the Urban Development Center, St. Thomas Urban Development Center, now becomes such a detriment, right, to the Prime Minister himself, because of what the Prime Minister liked to do. And, he went in, lied to the people, shape a narrative that, okay, the St. Thomas Urban Development Center, right, is going to be up and ready. And you see the same thing come and haunt him, right, as it relates to what is coming out now. So I am telling the Jamaican people, right, to look out for these things. And it is important that we continue to repeat these things. And so then what Kenny Knight was saying was alerting Jamaica of what is happening as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party. So my people, please, here is...
Let me tell you the problem. And people don't seem to understand this part of it. Money is not easy to come by. You ask people for donations and so on. They give you some. I don't want to tell you who was Oswest's largest donor. I don't want to tell you who gave him the most money. But I'll tell you this. Much of the money that the Labour had spent in this election was money that they stole from the people themselves. They stole that money and they stored a part of it to use in buying votes. It is not through the generosity of others that they were able to get the whole set of money that they had. This was as a result of them stealing $14 billion from the public purse. 14 billion, that's $4.6 million from every single Jamaican, including the baby, including the beggar who has to pay GCT. And then they took it and they bought my black brothers and sisters. This is a return to slavery. That's what it is. But this time is not the white man buying the black man. It's the black man putting up himself for sale to anybody, whether black or white. My brother, we are going to regret this. I will be gone. I will be gone. But black people going to regret it, because the time is coming when not one single person coming out of Northeast St. Catherine will be able to become a member of parliament. Not one. Only the rich, the very rich, will be able to become members of parliament, to plunder the public purse some more and steal some more and let themselves get richer. I'm told that Michael Manley...
All right, let me stop right, share that. And, you know, let us just have a little reasoning. Let us just have a little reasoning here, Jamaica, right? For KD Knight, right, to speak out so clear, in clear terms, and tell you exactly what the Jamaica Labour Party has been doing. If you notice, Jamaican people, and I'm playing this for you to be wise, think through these things. And you notice not one person can come out and challenge KD Knight, because they all know it's true. They all know that it's true. And they know that if they challenge KD Knight, it is going to be serious exposure for them. So what they do, they just make it, you know, just go by, and their tactics is just be silent, don't respond to KD Knight, and it will die. It is our responsibility to bring it to light, to show Jamaica what the Jamaica Labour Party has been doing, right? Illegal campaign funding, right? Drugs, right? I mean, trust me, extrajudicial killings, you name it. You name it, it is that bad. It is that terrible. And while we are here speaking, right, the only way that we are going to be able to prosper, we have to get rid of the Jamaica Labour Party. The history of our politics, and this is why education is so important, and this is why I love the People's National Party so much as it relates to, you know, Michael Manley, because I am not going to be, you know, acting as if, you know, everyone knows by now that I am a strictly Manleyite, right? Can't get that out of me. That's my culture. I've been cultured that way. I am a strictly Manleyite. But the love for Michael Manley is through the love as it relates to educating his people, right? As it relates to the political philosophy of democratic socialism. And that is one of the reasons why Michael Manley, right, create NHT as an ease of comfort for low income home earners, distributors who are paying, right, should be, you know, comfortable. And if you notice again what he definitely invested in, higher learning, right, free education up to tertiary level. Who has ever done that? And this is, you know, when it comes to, you know, the deep thinking process, and one should look as it relates to the philosophy of Michael Manley with, you know, education and, you know, and housing, right? It has never been watered down, passing on through the various political leaders of the People's National Party. It has never watered down, right? After Michael Manley, PJ Patterson, right? After PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson, right? Portia Simpson, right? Peter Phillips, right? And of course, Mark Golding. Never, and one of the reasons why I want you to, where you can do the research for yourself to show you how much you understand the People's National Party have that love, right, in terms of developing the nation and building the nation. And you can make a clear comparison and contrast between the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, when it comes to housing, let me ask Jamaican people, and I want you to just don't listen to us. Just don't listen to us. Go and actually do the research for yourself. You understand? Because when you are self-satisfied, you know that no one, right, as it relates to Andrew Holness coming out with this lie about FinSac and lie about this and lie about that, that will not able to hold you. And so it is important for you in terms of what we are saying, You go through Google and you confirm if Mystic Sensation is lying. Now, for the People's National Party as it relates to social programs being developed, Jamaica Labour Party cannot compete. I am not going to say that Jamaica Labour Party did not do anything as it relates to social program. That is not what I'm saying. But it is minuscule. Minuscule. The People's National Party had done a lot. Look at what Andrew Holness has been doing with the NHT program, right? And when Andrew Holness in 2015, right, what he promised? He promised that he would have constructed over 70,000 homes, right? I mean, trust me, not even 30% of that being accomplished. And we are talking about over 10 years. Over 10 years. And not even 30% of that, right, has been done. And so then when you look on the difference between, you know, the People's National Party create low-income homes for Jamaican people, under no circumstances GLP can match up with that. But mark in terms of what I'm saying now, Jamaica Labour Party, by their trickery, and they continue to deceive, and I don't know why. I honestly don't know why Jamaican people buy into it. Honestly, the internet is there, Jamaicans. Google search is there. And yet, in all of what the People's National Party had done, right, the Jamaican people had put the Jamaica Labour Party in power more than the People's National Party. Oh, I just can't fathom it. I can't understand it, that the person who is taking care of you better than the other person, you are treating the other person, right? Putting that person in leadership more times than the people who definitely created all the social programs. And not only that, the People's National Party have been creating all the social programs, and the Jamaica Labour Party been using the People's National Party social programs. And I'm saying, at what point, you know, as it relates to some people, that they are going to investigate these things, right? And provide a data that they themselves can make a prudent decision. It is there. Now, let us now go a little bit deeper. I just want to cement that. And for Jamaicans, we want to help Marvin Edgar. Marvin Edgar will be marching Monday. And for those who are in Jamaica, please, if you can participate for a cause. Because I have seen the Sagicor, right, happen, right? And more than 30,000 people show up. More than 30,000 people show up, right? So then, I mean, Marvin Edgar, right, is doing something that more beneficial than what the Sagicor is doing. And let me tell you what is more beneficial than what the Sagicor is doing. Marvin Edgar is moving towards getting out a kleptocratic government. You know what that means? You know what's the benefit there? The benefit of that? Let me give you the benefit. Where corruption linger in any society, and where you have a kleptocratic government, that country cannot prosper and will not prosper. So then if we galvanize with Marvin Edgar, right, and we get this thing serious, because Jamaica, let me tell you something, where we on social media educating, talking day and night, and right, you are hearing the Andre Stevenson, you are hearing the Wayne Lonesome, you are hearing the Mystic Sensation, you are hearing the Rattigan, you are hearing the Jeffrey Tavares, you are hearing the Portland Spice, and you are hearing all of who you can hear, the Anessa Bell Rose, you are hearing the Attack for the Press, and all of the things that you all of the medium that you have been utilized. Let us deal with the facts. You have to look in the mirror. It's about you doing something. None of us will be able to make that physical change if the people who have the power decided to sit and not doing anything. And that is fundamental as it relates to the success, the future of Jamaica. And if each one tell each one that, look, let us do this for our children. For me, I am not hiding. I am galvanizing it. Help to spread the message that people need to join Marvin Edgar, right, in achieving what needs to be achieved. This government need to get out of power. What people don't understand, and this is one of the reasons why I am going to play the next clip to show people that what we are talking about over the past 2 or 3 weeks, telling people about indictment, right, as it relates to the culpability of the Andrew Holness-led government. You have seen certain signs that tell you specifically that no, Mystic Sensation, Lonesome, Andre, and all these mediums, they are 100% correct in what they are saying. We are not fooling you. We are not providing any misinformation or any disinformation. We are serious in terms of the data that we are providing. And as much as possible that the Andrew Holness-led government want to act as if there's nothing going on, I am going to show you the information, right? I'm going to show you the information. So this must show you that the level of compromise that Andrew Holness administration is compromised. The truth be told, Jamaica, we don't know if we even, as a Jamaican people, have our sovereignty intact. It seems like what I'm saying is really scary. It is. Because of the level of compromise, Andrew Holness administration compromised with drugs, right? I mean, money laundering, wow, illicit enrichment, goes to extrajudicial killings. Oh, it's just nasty. And United States have Andrew Holness like a puppet on a string. And so then, what is he giving up that we don't know about? What is he giving up that his cabinet is silent on? What is he giving up that the opposition is totally oblivious? Because the truth be told, the opposition is not in meeting with them, having meeting, right, with Donald Trump and Marco Rubio. How much of our sovereignty being compromised? Now, let me show you the document, Jamaica, to show you that there's a federal indictment from the United States speaking of several Caribbean politicians who have indictment. This is no joke. This is no joke. So I don't want people to come and attack me. Right? Speak to the document in terms of what I'm going to present. Right? Because we don't just speak on information or hearsay. Right? We don't do that. We present things, everything that Mystic Sensation is speaking about. Mystic Sensation is going to show you the source document. I don't come and speak. I don't come and speak and I don't have the source document. Look at this, my Jamaican people. Let us read this, right? Let us read this. And this show you, right, that this is serious, right? So it is not about Maduro alone as it relates to Venezuela situation. Several politicians, and this is bad, right? Look at this. This is a mess. Now, here it is, Jamaican people. Let me just big it up so you can see it. right? Let me just make sure it's big enough that you can see it. Okay, I think you can see this. All right. Caribbean politicians implicated in U.S. indictment of Maduro, right? Now, we are going to go through the details. Now, a sweeping federal indictment filed in the United States against Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro. And let me show the date. Let me show the date. There's the date, right? 1/6/2026. So this is not anything late that I'm coming up and show. There is the date, 2026, January 6th, right? So this is recent, right? This is last month. Let me make sure I get that out of the way. Now, a sweeping federal indictment filed in the United States against Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro and senior members of his inner circle has sent shockwaves across the Caribbean, with prosecutor alleging that unnamed political leaders in the region were complicit in a vast state-sponsored cocaine trafficking network. According to the indictment, Maduro and key figures within his administration operated an extensive narcotics enterprise that smuggled large quantities of cocaine into the United States. Federal prosecutors allege that the network relied on sophisticated system of corruption and political payoffs to shield traffickers from law enforcement scrutiny. The operation is said to have involved senior officials across the Caribbean and Central America who allegedly accepted financial benefits in exchange for protection and facilitation. The legal documents further claim that the Venezuela regime used state resources to advance the trafficking operation, including military escorts, diplomatic passport, and official channels. Prosecutor also alleged collaboration with violent international drug cartels, transforming Venezuela into a central hub for cocaine distribution into North America. Beyond narcotics trafficking, the incident accused members of Maduro leadership circle of engaging in a range of organized criminal activities, including state-sanctioned violence, kidnapping, and money laundering. United States Attorney General Pambandi said the charges are intended to hold the Venezuelan administration accountable for allegedly turning the country into a safe haven for global terrorism. Right? The indictment asserts that corruption linked to the drug trade permeated multiple regions. I want you to listen to this. The indictment asserts that corruption linked to the drug trade permeated multiple regions along, right, establishing trafficking routes, right, along establishing trafficking routes. It states that the cocaine transshipment point in Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico depended on systemic corruption, with traffickers paying a portion of their profits to politicians who in turn provided protection and assistance. Prosecutors allege that these illicit payments were then used by political figures to maintain and expand their power. Let us stop share that. Now, Jamaica, let me just knot up this for you so you can quickly understand. You might not see Jamaica name in this, but remember now, Jamaica, that Biden, prior to this information, had named Jamaica specifically. And whereas it relates to Biden, stating that many politicians involved. So then I am only showing you that the indictment, right, as it relates to several countries, including Jamaica, because we all know, as it relates to the information that we have provided here, that the Biden government, you understand, have Jamaica in its crosshairs. Likewise, the Trump administration. So when I say, what is it that Andrew Holness, right, is compromising? Now let us dig into factual thing that we know. what we know that the entire CTAC has been dismantled. We know this Jamaican. So we are not guessing, right? And the reason as it relates to why they were dismantled, because of a drugs that use, right, as a tracking system, the drugs by the United States. The CTAC members of the CTAC ending up stole a large portion of that drugs. It was roughly about 5,000 kilograms of that cocaine, right? That CTAC members had seized, and they had taken 4,000 of that drugs for themselves, and where the 1,000 that put in the inventory, they also went into the inventory and stole from the 1,000. So here it is, where we are telling you the information, where we get internal information as it relates to what is on the DPP's desk, right? And so then we know what is coming down in the pipeline. Now, let us move on. And again, we have to challenge Darrell Vaz again. Because as I said in the last live, and show the evidence as it relates to illegal campaign financing, right? And where also money being used, right, for personal benefits of these politicians, right, through the process of direct contract, right, robbing taxpayers. And so they move with a level of entitlement that they are entitled to it. And what we are seeing that the DPP making no move to investigate. We're talking about investigate. We have seen where the Commissioner of Police is making no move to investigate. And even when it is so blatant, it is blatantly clear as it relates to what Darrell Vaz had done. But can the DPP act? No. Because they make sure they hike the DPP salary. Consider this, my friend. When you have a DPP where the DPP salary move from $6 million yearly to $16 million, $17 million, or up to $18 million, depending on the benefits. It's difficult for that DPP wanted to prosecute Andrew Holness. I had played a clip where I found Andrew Holness saying that for some people, referring to himself, this is how he used reverse psychology, referring to himself, that if you have to pay to get around the toll, you will pay to get around the toll. And he came out clear with it. That if you have to pay, right, to keep certain systems in place, that is going to get you off the hook. You are going to pay. He spoke of that. And you have seen I played the clip. And I said, wow, that's exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. And he said he doesn't play draft. He played chess. So these are the chess games that Andrew Holness is playing. Controlling the criminal justice system, a portion of it, right? And so then it is so difficult for the system to work, right? Because the persons who were supposed to carry out the investigators, Andrew Holness aligned with them very close. As a matter of fact, Andrew Holness, if people don't realize, just be keen and look, Andrew Holness is micromanaging the Commissioner of Police. He's micromanaging him. I have never seen where in the history of any other administration where the Prime Minister in that administration, right, going around, right, having one-on-one talk, you understand, with superintendent of the police in a particular area and talking about crime and all of that. We have never seen that before. So this goes to show you the close micromanaging that he has been doing, ensuring that, of course, the persons who he able to manage keep the subordinates under subjections. That is what Andrew Holness is doing, you know. Very clever way to, you know. That is what Andrew Holness is doing. So people have to understand these things. And so then it's difficult for the Commissioner of Police to act now independently because of the micromanaging system that Andrew Holness placed the Commissioner under. Right? And where that system ties is that now you have a Minister of National Security. So then this is what is happening, and this, Jamaica, we have to move to get rid of this. The Commissioner of Police must be independent from the political powers. Because if the Commissioner of Police move aggressively towards Andrew Holness, the Minister of National Security may have other perception and decide to put on the political pressure, where that leaves the Commissioner of Police, particularly in an instance where they set the system that, okay, all right, to every 4 years, you have to consider a new Commissioner of Police. That's where the trick lies now, you know, because you come under the political belt. Because if you are not in line with the political party, you know, that governs power, obviously, you can be rooted out. You can be rooted out. So they need to take the political influence from out of the police force. And this is what Andrew Holness is doing now, making sure that he's micromanaging the police force. Now, the Commissioner of Police can definitely, right, begin or start an investigation as it relates to Daryl Vaz. Both the Commissioner of Police and the DPP can do it. Just like how, right, they decided to take on the mission with the senior superintendent, Wayne Cameron. And you have seen that, okay, yes, their powers, they've exerted their powers, and they are right to do it as it relates to their authority. So then why are you not pursuing Daryl Vaz? It makes no sense, Jamaica. So that goes to show you as it relates to the political hole that Andrew Holness have on the criminal justice system, crippling. The corruption is so rampant, Jamaica, that the only way that Jamaica is going to survive, the only success for Jamaica, to be honest, Andrew Holness administration has to go. It now becomes a political virus. And that's make it very, very serious for all of us. both Jamaica locally and in the diaspora. Many of us in the diaspora have dreams to come back home. But come back home to what? We have heard now Andrew Holness is asking diaspora to come back to Jamaica as it relates to, you know what I mean, because the population is not growing. But asking, no, this kleptocratic government is asking us in the diaspora to come back to Jamaica to what? To do what? Let me ask Andrew Holness something. Do you have a good healthcare system? No, you ravish it. You and Christopher Tufton ravish it. Can people sleep with their door open in Jamaica? No. You have lied about crime going down, and you know that's a big lie. No one can sleep with their door and windows open. That you have promised. It cannot be done. Right? Now, when it comes to corruption, illicit enrichment, you cannot certify your statutory declaration. Then how are you going to convince us to come back to Jamaica? Come back what? Under a crooked government that government can't explain his weight? You're sick. And you want to say sick out of your head. So you continue to ask, you're sick out of your head. Right? You have to take with yourself. Right? You're sick out of your head. Jamaica, let us proceed as it relates to the continuous corruption with Darrell Vaz. And I am holding the DPP, right, culpable where this is concerned. Right? So let me go through these documents here. All right. Let us share this, Jamaican people, right? And to show you, as it relates to the level of cruelty, that the level of abuse that the Jamaican Labour Party administration continue to do to Jamaican people.
On this beautiful Tuesday morning, as far as your eye can see, bus after bus after bus after bus. How you feel when you know, say, 100 bus going there on the road to take you home, or take you to work, or take you to school? How you feel?
Now, my Jamaican people, let me just say this. Hold on. Let me just answer this. Yes, Jeffrey, I'm on my live. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. All right. So let us just take this document away, right? We have a situation, we have a very serious situation here. Those buses that I had shown were the bus that brought in by Jacqueline Leclerc, right? That connected to Stuart's Auto. And this is where they talk about the heart of nepotism, cronyism, and skullduggery, the whole 9 yards. And Darrell Vaz ensuring that, you know, his extended family member been getting these contracts. Because what many people don't know is that Darrell Vaz is Bush Stewart, God's son. So he actually grew up with them, Brian Jordan and the whole of them. And this is one of the reasons why we talk about the complicitness of PSOJ and the level of tolerance that the PSOJ have. So let us roll out all the dominoes on the table. Number one, who control the PSOJ? Right? Although you have that person, I don't really remember his name now, right? But Brian Jordan, right, on the board, and he's the most powerful person on the board. So you see where the corruption ties as it relates to PSOJ and as it relates to Darrell Vaz. Powerful, quite powerful, eh? And the corruption goes on, the nepotism goes on, and PSOJ maintain their silence. Because through Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness, they can get anything that they want. Now, Jamaica, what I want you to think about, really and truly. Remember, it is the majority that voted a government in. So let us ask the question. Let us be reasonable here today. Who put in an elected incumbent government? The majority of the electorate. Now, where the majority of the electorate comes from? It comes from the bosom of the poor and the middle class. The bosom of the poor and the middle class. Look where I'm going. So the private sector organization of Jamaica is a minuscule, very tiny influence that can put a government in power. But although it's a very tiny influence as it relates to per vote, don't be fooled. The PSOJ is an extremely powerful influence on the government. And why? Let me tell you why. When it comes to campaign financing, they pour the money into the government. Billions of dollars into the government coffers because they can get kickback. So the government at the other day is not going to pass policies so much to benefit the majority of the people who voted him in. They are going to pass policies. I want you to understand the politics, They are going to pass policies and pass laws that benefited the private sector. And so then this is where you talk about managing a government that is skillful to managing the micro and the macroeconomics. That you have to pass laws and policies that both benefit the bosom of the poor, middle class, and PSOJ. So this is what we talk about when we talk about democratic socialism, creating an opportunity for everyone right across the board so that every single person can be a stakeholder in the economy under the democratic socialism policy. This is what the PSOJ don't want. So then under democratic socialism, the economic model that works effectively for a democratic socialism is what we call the mixed economic model. However, the economic model that works best for capitalism is what we call the free market economic model. And what that means? It simply means that private sector organization makes most of the policies when it comes to the economy. I want you to get it, people. They are the one who drive it. Now, in a mixed economy, it is not so under democratic socialism if you are to exercise the democratic socialism. A mixed economy simply means that both private sector and the government sit at the table 50-50 to make policies that benefited everyone. So you see, so that's why Jamaica need to understand when we speak about democratic socialism, what do you mean? What are the differences between democratic socialism and capitalism? How should I make the choice? Because in a capitalistic world, they cater for the bubbles, the elites, the few. And what they believe in trickle-down economics. That they at the top would have to be benefited first, and then the benefits trickle down to the bottom. It has never worked. It has never worked. And that is one of the reasons why I want people to understand this, that Jamaica Labour Party, being capitalism, mostly aligned with the Republican Party in the United States. I want people to understand it and get it. A democratic socialism mostly in line with the Democrats of the United States. We want people now to try to balance the thing and just understand the thing. So when we say you will, and that is one of the reasons why Andrew Holness tend to live, right, in deep, dark waters. Because this is what Trump has to deal with, or the Republican has to deal with. Let me just boil it down. I am going to speak as United States, dealing with Andrew Holness. Yes, we know that he's bad. We know that he involved in money laundering. We know that a lot of drugs operation and so forth. But we don't want democratic socialists. Because what is going to be taken away from us, our wealth is going to be divided. You are going to have a democratic socialist government that increase the bauxite levy. Simply means we have to pay them more. Under a capitalist government, the levy, the bauxite levy, are being removed. So then we, the capitalists, we can make more. So even though an Andrew Holness is bad, suppressing the people, America under Donald Trump will have to look left because they don't really want to be dealing with Michael Manley philosophy, which is democratic socialism. Because for capitalism, all their eyes on increased profit and maximization of wealth, while the masses suffer. And they create the little bubbles up at top, trickle-down economics. And so then you see how difficult it is, and that is one of the reasons why democratic socialism was damaged by the CIA and Edward Seaga. So people have to understand the issue of the politics. So who now can get us out of this bind that we are in, the Jamaican people? Now, why is it important for the Jamaican people to take us out of this bind? Because it is simple. It is ABC. It is simple civics. The majority of the people is the powerful electorate that decided the fate of a government. Get where I'm going now, people? The majority of the people, what called the electorate, they decided the fate of a government. And so then, as it relates to a skillful leader like Mark Golding, who can balance macroeconomics and microeconomics It simply means that, okay, if we have a leadership as it relates to, Mark Golan, we are not going to say, okay, we are not going to deal with United States. No, it is nothing like that. The Jamaica Labour Party administration might drive that narrative. It's nothing like that. Because we know the importance of United States. I want people to understand my dialogue this morning. The United States is extremely important to us. We are not denying that. Why the United States is extremely important to us? Majority of our people, right? More than 3 million Jamaicans living in the diaspora. What does that mean? It means a lot. It means fundamentally a lot. It simply means that remittance is a source of fuel to the Jamaica economy. And so then with that remittance flow, our economy can at least have some energy in it. Most of our Jamaican people benefited on the back of the United States. We can't deny that. United States may not involve in several infrastructural development, but you understand what is going on as it relates to remittance. China aid us with infrastructural development. So I am telling you now as it relates to how we caught up between the eagle, right, and the dragon. And so then you find yourself in that center, find yourself neutral. A China who deals with infrastructural development in Jamaica, that is very important to the infrastructure. A United States as powerful as it relates to remittance flow. How do you strike in between? And so then, what about the ideology? I've tried to merge a sort of capitalism, which is the market, and democratic socialism. So then we can work in a dual fashion in terms of policies that both protect the poor and the very same policies that also protect the rich. And so then we balance the fray as it relates to equal rights and justice and opportunity, that balance, that there is no discrimination any at all. Now, let us show you something as it relates to what Michael Phillips, for people who said, okay, all right, since Darrell Valls did what he did, right, they are anticipating and are waiting for the opposition to respond. The opposition always respond. The opposition, as I know, right, is very effective. You know, let me say this before I even put on Michael Phillips, right? The opposition spokesperson in transportation and mining. I want to speak to Jamaica about something. Jamaica, some things that you expect that the People's National Party opposition to do, right? It is just unreasonable. And let me say why it is unreasonable. Let me speak. I just want to explain it. Make we all be reasonable to ourselves. Mark Golan had provided an excellent mandate as it relates to pre-general election September 3rd. He outlined what he's going to do as it relates to education. He outlined what he's going to do as it relates to agriculture. He campaigned vigorously. And he plead day and night. We here on social media, we disseminate the information. We permeated it over the entire social media globally. And Mark Golding don't stop push. Not only that, Mark Golding is that active on the campaign. He is one of the legislators that passed so many work and so many legislation in the parliament, and a lot of people don't even know it. Many of the policies being executed by the Jamaica Labour Party done by Mark Golding. Look at that. Here the significant thing. Ask Andrew Holness how much of these legislations are bills that he crafted. Ask Andrew Holness. To be honest, I don't know of one, and I'm not lying. And I'm just not lying. I don't know of one. Mark Golding is the architect. And in spite of all of that Mark Golding had done, in spite of the People's National Party history, in spite of digital programs that shows the achievement of Norman Manley, the achievement of Michael Manley, the achievement of PJ Patterson, the achievement of Portia Simpson. What happened September 3? Tell me what happened September 3. The very same Jamaican allow themselves to be manipulated by selling out their votes. You have some on the PNP side who work at polling station, collect money and don't show up. You have police who work at polling station who collected money and sold us out. Sold us out for what? Sold us out for more corruption. And so it grieved me. It grieved me so much when I hear at this stage, at this time, having Mark Golding and the People's National Party had given you everything, giving you the information, giving you all the guidance, and you deny them in such a way. You have disregarded them in such a way. And even although you have disregarded them, they are still fighting on, still going into the parliament, still fighting and deciding that no matter what, even although some of my people sold us out, we have our moral compass and we are fighting for our people. And you have people still asking what Mark Golding is doing, what the PNP is doing. Like, seriously? Think. Jamaican people think. Like, seriously? You are asking at this point in time what the PNP is doing? Oh, the PNP is not saying this. Oh, the PNP is not saying that. Well, I will ask you. For those who sold out their future, sold out their generation, you didn't realize what you have done? And even although they have been disregarded, here it is. And here is the evidence that they are still fighting for us. Look at this. Right? We are to use our conscience. Listen, to show you, even although We have done all of that. The PNP still fighting on in our defense. Listen.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The People's National Party has been asking Minister Vaz and the government for a workable plan for the JUTC. What the country needs is a clear policy statement, a budget, and a full operational report on the 6-month-old school bus system to enable a full analysis on the progress of the program before the government spends a further $2 billion on new buses. We are shocked by the report on the low volume of students that have been using the service and the ballooning costs to operate the buses. We need not just announcements, but a workable solution so that we can provide a proper rural bus service for our students and passengers alike.
At pnp.org.jm.
Okay. So I'm happy to share the information that in spite of how we deny the People's National Party, right, from being in government as the incumbent government, they are still fighting on. Why am I saying all of this? Because it is important that we don't stop fighting. It is important for us in the diaspora who are active on social media to continue the fight. What are we fighting for? Indeed, we are fighting for good governance. We are fighting for a better Jamaica. We are fighting for a Jamaica that we are so yearning for. Jamaicans deserve much better than what they are getting. A government will show you that they have no care and sympathy for the Jamaican people. The Jamaican who had gone through a Beryl, gone through a Melissa, and in spite of that, the administration, the incumbent government, decided to tax you severely. But let us deal a little bit as it relates to the taxation. Let us go prior to Melissa. For taxi operators, and I want to make this point clear, for taxi operators who have to apply the respective rules, have no good road infrastructures, and yet they are so heavily taxed. Now here in Canada, I am happy to say that when I pay tax in Canada, I believe that these politicians in Canada, they overworked, to be honest. Every year, we have good paved roads. I mean, several thousand miles of highways. And I have never, to be honest, Jamaica, and you can ask Lonesome and any other Canadian vloggers, I have never, ever, since I have been in Canada, since I have been a citizen of Canada, ever see a politician, right, campaigning on the road that they are fixing in Canada. It cannot happen. Can't. I've never seen that. I have never seen any of our Canadian politicians highlighting that, okay, you know, I fix a road in Toronto and this is how it look, and they are taking pictures and no, look here, those are that politics don't exist up here, sir. That is what you call monkey politics. Why they are not doing it? Because it is their responsibility to do. And the money doesn't belong to them. The money don't belong to them. It is taxpayers' money. So what should have happened in Jamaica? That when politicians fix a road, it is not the politician who's supposed to publicizing that road. It is taxpayers who's supposed to go out there and say, yes, my tax dollars are working. And me pay for that. But the politician in Jamaica use it to gain political momentum and political mileage. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. They fix a bridge. They call in the cameras. Political campaign start. Jamaica, we need to get out of that level of ignorance. When a politician fix a bridge in a particular constituency, he's doing what we call the political representation, what he ought to do. That is the reason why we vote for him. And so then, no political grandstanding should be done. Because guess what? The money belongs to us. We paid for that. Why telling us what you expect to get from us? We already paid you for that. Do you expect to get our votes? It is our money. Jamaican people, we need to understand. And that's why they have taken out civics out of the school. Civics need to go back into the school. We need to understand that some of the things that the politicians are politically grandstanding about, right, is the high level of naivety and the trickery that's going on with these politicians. Now, let me show you how serious it is. When we have a medical waste, right, banking up in a particular area where it carry ripple effect of serious health issues, that politician should be fired. What would be the mechanism to fire that politician? Now, let me teach you something now, so that people need to understand certain things. That's why we need, as people, in terms of, I am going to make you stick up these politicians. Right? Because we want political representation. So I'm teaching you the politics. Why is it important for us to have an impeachment law? It simply means a situation like what happened as it relates to the medical waste. We shouldn't have to wait and another 5 years to vote out Christopher Tufton, you know. Jamaica, you need to know your rights. So then, going forward, impeachment should be on the ballot. Why impeachment should be on the ballot? Let me teach you. Impeachment should be on the ballot that when a politician mess up, you shouldn't be waiting until 5 years to get him out. You use the process of impeachment to get him out. So any member of parliament, right, when they come into your constituency and they are seeking a vote, he has to ensure that, listen, what we want to see an impeachment bill presented and it worked on. And we want to ensure that that bill passes and becomes effective in Parliament. Also, what we want to see a nepotism bill. And that nepotism bill must be defined under various sections. So then politicians like a Christopher Tufton don't take taxpayers' money and give as it relates to Market Me. And we can't do him anything. The IC investigators cannot do him anything. And people continue to curse the IC. But where are the laws to prosecute him? People not understanding what is going on, you know. And then to the fact that you don't have a law to prosecute him, what the IC can do? The IC only can call it out and make recommendation for what? Stringent policies and laws. This is what the IC is talking about, and many people don't even understand it. So when people is coming out and said, yes, Tufton need to be prosecuted, yeah, we want to prosecute him in this and that and that and that and that, they're only laughing. Because under what basis that you are going to prosecute him? Under what law? Before you can break a law, Jamaican people, that law has to be in existence. You don't understand, you don't get it. So what IC is telling all of us, that most of the time the IC run into what you call a stone wall. Because although IC find the nepotism, depending on as it relates to the various definition, how is it that the IC is going to prosecute Tufton when there is no nepotism law? What basis are you going to prosecute him on? So one has to understand the tenets of law and how it works. So what is missing? What we want to have? We want to have impeachment. Stringent laws. Right? And so ever as it relates to our political representative, you understand, creating the various sections under that impeachment act so that they cover it in a very wide basis to protect taxpayers. You have to also create a nepotism act. Or if you want to put nepotism under the Corruption Act and a particular section or sections, well, that's fine. Because you can use the Corruption Act, you understand, and create a section for nepotism. So now that you can now prosecute Christopher Tufton. And that is how they survive through the gaps and continue creating the mayhem that they are creating. All right. Let me say to Jamaican people, if you want to know if Jamaica Labour Party really care for Jamaica and really want to see a better future and really want to fight corruption, Andrew Holness, right? Ask Andrew Holness, Jamaican people, let us push to ask Andrew Holness to put impeachment in the law. Tell him to put nepotism in the law. You want to find out certain things. Tell him to do it. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And why he's not going to do it? Because you are blocking his gateway to steal and to corrupt. He's not going to do it. And hear what happened. If he bring it to Parliament, the opposition, all of the opposition, would sign and agree to it. He's not going to do it. So what that tell you, Jamaica? What that tell you? Use those two things that I'm speaking about this morning. Use those two things. If you want to find out that Andrew Holness is pushing us as it relates to a better future, ask him to implement those things. You see what Andrew Holness attempted to do? Make an application in the court to remove the illicit laws from the Corruption Act, Section 14. That was what Andrew Holness attempted to do, you know. We can't make up this. We can't make up this. That was what he had attempted to do. And what? That's why I say clearly, look here. When I call Andrew Holness a criminal, I have solid reasons as to why I call him a criminal. Number one, if you look at that and said, okay, all right, here is a prime minister who dealing with checks and balance and accountability and transparency. Why would he make an application in the court to throw out the illicit Enrichment Act? Why did he make an attempt to do that? Does this look like somebody who want to be transparent, who want to be fair, who want to be... As a matter of fact, he did not sign the code of conduct. I tend to believe that you have many people in Jamaica who really love high level of criminality. Honestly, I tend to believe that. And I want to believe that because of all the things that you know that are factual in terms of we speaking it. We don't need to come out and tell you again that Andrew Holness did not sign the code of conduct. And you're not asking yourself why? You're not asking yourself why? Whatever justification that he's given, that's just bullshit. Whatever justification that he's given is just bullshit. Every single member of the opposition had signed the code of conduct. Why? So here's the opposition on the right and on the right side of history. All of them signed the code of conduct. What does that mean to you? Ask yourself the question. What does that mean to you having the opposition signing the code of conduct? Simply means they are willing to adhere to the rules and regulation, right? And the standards that exist. So when you have the incumbent decided not to sign the code of conduct, and the leader encourages his men not to sign the code of conduct, ask yourself the question, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to you? Really, think about it. What does it mean to you? If you notice, the PSOJ, if you're talking about a real democracy, because the PSOJ know that Jamaica is a banana republic, you know. They know. Because if it was Mark Golan, the PSOJ would have called him out. They would have trampled him. They would have trampled him over the politics to sing democratic socialism. because they see Golden as a threat in terms of the maximization of their profit. And they are not in equal opportunity for all. No, they are not in that. They are in the few, in the bubbles and the elites that enrich themselves. No. Right? They are in the marginal set of people that get in all the benefits. And so then they can have the beach land and they can deny beach access to majority of Jamaican people who need such access. While our neighbors in the Caribbean is saying, no, we can't do that. We are operating a democracy, not a banana republic. And so our neighbors in the Caribbean set the example, set the tone, and that their Caribbean people must have beach access. What is going on in Jamaica? What is going on in Jamaica? Because Jamaica is not a true democracy. Jamaica is a banana republic in plain sight. And so then what is going on that the PSOJ in collusion with the government involving all level of criminality and discrimination. And so then if the government messed up, right, they will be willing to lie for the government. And so then you have institutions that you think these institutions are vital as it relates to the dissemination of information, that you expect that these institutions would act with integrity. They chose not to do so. They chose to hold their line of politics. And so then you have the Planning Institute of Jamaica, right, will come out and lie and tell you that poverty reduced from 18% to 7.5%. Nasty politics, eh? Politics is nasty. Knowing that that is lie. In a true democracy, he would have lost his job. Yes, he would have lost his job. And so it shows you the tentacles of crony capitalism, how powerful they are. That institutions like these, the Planning Institute of Jamaica, being affected by them, crony capitalism, they will lie to keep Andrew Holness. Because of what? They are getting the benefits. And the masses suffer. When you look at JPS, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm not even going through the program because we're good like that. Let me show you what is going on in Jamaica. When we experience a Melissa and the damage that we had suffered, an hurricane that has an impact never before, right? The impact that we had faced and what we had experienced. Let me teach you something. And of course, as it relates to $3.8 billion that we get, we are not talking about the total $6.7 billion. I want people to understand the $3.8 billion that we had gotten to pay back the loans on. And out of that, as I was telling you about the voting bloc that involved with the poor, the majority of the poor and the middle class, those are the entities that vote in, right, a party in power to make that party becomes the government. But yet, that same government, as it relates to Andrew Holness government. Denied many of them the benefits and give the benefits to who? The PSOJ. Listen, Jamaica. Give the benefits to PSOJ. It is the perfect example where Andrew Holness, after we had gotten relief, the CRIP, the catastrophe bond, out of that, Andrew took it and gave it to who? Who Andrew Holness decided to give it to? JPS. That don't really need it. JPS had told them that give them X amount of years and they will seek the loan on the open market. They didn't want that. Instead of taking that money, I want to show you the level of wickedness now. Instead of taking that money, right? When we look on all the money that we have gotten, the opportunity now that exists for Andrew Holness to move forward in building stronger homes for the Jamaican people. Use NHT in the way how it was meant to be used and even offer more benefit as it relates to the opportunity that provided itself based on the money that we have. And then instantaneously, you could stimulate the economy, you understand, as it relates to the construction industry. And so then if this administration decided that, okay, all right, we are going to build back our people stronger and better. This is how Andrew Holness is trickified. Telling the people that they are resilient. Yes, you are resilient. You're going to, you're going to overcome. You're resilient. But same time, taking away the opportunity to make them resilient. What am I talking about? For all those people who get total home damage, severe damage, in terms of whatever category you want to use, and you break them down and you do a feasibility study, quick. And you said, okay, all right, let us use NHT, right? And stimulate the economy via the construction industry. That would have up and running. Many of these people who are still suffering, many of them now would have gone into a stronger home, build with resilience against a category 5 as it relates to concrete structure with hurricane strap under the new building code to deal with a hurricane category 5. Don't tell me that that's not a smart move. And even when you have the 3 architectural agency in Jamaica advising the Prime Minister not to go container, did the Prime Minister listen? No, because he wants to still mingle in the corruption. Yes. So then when you take millions of dollars that were needed in this economy and you go pay China for those containers, which economy are you strengthening? China has not faced any disaster like Melissa. So why are you strengthening China economy? What are you doing? Jamaica, does it make sense? Does this make sense? So obviously, this is not a government that geared in developing the future as it relates to prosperity. What people don't understand, that Andrew Holness believed that He's such a snake eyes salesman that everything he speaks take on life. And he has the ability to drive that sledge home by convincing any person that he speaks to. He believed that. He actually believed that. So then he believed in his PR. He believes in his PR, that his PR will work. So then he can speak one thing and act contrary. And that is what he's doing. Andrew Holness promise, and then people are not taking note of his MO, his modus operandi. Right? In Andrew Holness' first administration, didn't he promise that in the first 100 days he's going to do this, he's going to do that? Let us speak as it relates to now. What happened? Nothing what he had promised. He had delivered. Prior to Andrew Holness came into power, he critiqued the People's National Party as it relates to JPS. Him critique JPS. And telling you that people have to be dealing with high electricity bill. And when he goes into power, he's going to stop all of that. He's going to bring in big energy company that will be able to drive down the cost of electricity. Let me ask you a question. What happened to that? What happened to that? So then I'm asking, it is not like Andrew Holness changed his behavior. His behavior has not been changed. Has never changed. From all the years that you have been dealing with Andrew Holness. Does he change? No. And you still vote for him. You still allow him to bring you down in the noose and put the rope around your neck and draw it. How can it be? It is sickening. And so then, we as a people have to understand that it was the same struggle Marcus Garvey faced. We as a people has to understand as to why we had spent more than 400 years in slavery. You know the reason why? Let me tell you the reason why. It was difficult for some of us to escape slavery. What a lot of people don't know. If you go to the origin of slavery, started in Africa, you would be surprised to know that some of the persons who sold you out were the same black people, you know. You think the European just went into Africa and just decided that, oh, control and just take out black people like that? No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. That's why people need to read. If you do your research, you will realize that you have black people in Africa who were converting their own brothers and sisters into slavery. Sickening. Some of that genes still amongst with us today. When we reach on the American shores, the plantation slave and the house slave, whatever plan the plantation slave plan, the house slave rat them out. You get what I'm saying? The house slave rat them out because of the benefits what the house slaves are getting. They were getting the food, they were getting, right, not having to work on the plantation, and so then, of course, they will sell them out for that. Okay. Let us bring forward to Big Mama, Draws Davis, and all of them who over there. Do you think that Cliff Hughes don't know what he's doing is 100% evil? Cliff Hughes know it. Cliff Hughes is quite educated. Draws Davis is quite educated. But this is where the rubber meets the metal. When they decided as it relates to the corruption money, and Big Mama hinged on a situation as it relates to owing the government revenue of $1.5 billion. You go against the government, you're out of a work. You're out of a work. And going up against a likes like Andrew Holness, that is extremely vindictive. Extremely vindictive, you know. You go up against an Andrew Holness. You know what is going to happen. So then, what am I saying? People, I don't want to hear people as it relates to what Big Mama is saying and rare blah, blah, blah. Big Mama has to say what Big Mama says. Big Mama is defending his bread. So then no matter how bad it is, Big Mama have to shape it. For example, the St. Thomas Urban Development Center that Andrew Holness run on, use it as campaign bait. Act as if it is going to open. What Big Mama, how Big Mama spin that? Big Mama now have to spin the blame from the Prime Minister. I want to put it on the Factory Corporation of Jamaica president. To say that he's the one that misinformed Andrew, not Andrew. So you saw how he protect Andrew, scale out Andrew and protect Andrew. He has to do it. Right? What I think Big Mama up against? Big Mama knows very well that the day Andrew Holness lose the election, he has to find another job. Because really and truly, he has to pay up his taxes. You see where we are going with that? So anything, I am saying this to say that don't expect, look, when you sit, look, Big Mama is a GLP operative. So when you hear Big Mama try to use even a Damian Crawford as pawn is to create confusion. People don't need to buy into that. You see, for once it come over Big Mama, come from over Big Mama, make it slip. Make it slip, people. Don't pay much attention to that. We have some people that say, well, all right, we need Damian Crawford to come out and explain and that and blah, 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 blah. Let me say this. Let me say this. Clear. Right? It is what it is. And so then, you have to understand that, look, that's Big Mama. Big Mama is doing what he's doing. Damian Crawford had made it specifically clear. Right? Mark Golden came out and made it specifically clear. Mark Golden, as it relates to his policies and all of that, we don't need no distraction. What people don't realize that Big Mama is doing is keep some of them, not me, active with conversation to not talk about the corruption. It is the corruption that we are going to, particularly this channel, this platform, is the corruption that we are going to talk about. And for the next 4.5 years coming before election, are the corruption we are talking about. The statutory declaration certified for the next 4.5 years coming, are the statutory declaration we are dealing with until Andrew Holness being disciplined. Now lose focus. Now lose track. That me depend. Andrew Holness statutory declaration. Andrew Holness corruption. Drugs in Jamaica. Extrajudicial killings. And that's right there. And we must not move. We must not shiver and shake focus. Stay on the track. Speak about the policies of the People's National Party. Leave Big Mama for make him over there. Leave them over NNN. They poop up through them pants. I hope the bung them no melt up. What them have over there? So don't go down there, man. Just make him go and talk. Because what I want to do is strike up conversation. We don't have no time for you. So we are leave him alone. Now, make you travel in some more serious situation now. And this is what we say. Come back to the corruption now, man. And there's the thing there. Because of the corruption. Remember, you know, we beat him on the corruption. Let me tell you why we need to stay focused with the corruption. We beat him on the corruption prior to September 23. We have beat him for the corruption. What happened when we beat him on the corruption? Let me tell you something what you people are overlooking and don't see the significance in terms of our development. Let me tell you, I want you to listen to me keenly. Now remember, right? From 2020 to coming straight up, right? We are involved. We have beat him on the corruption and we're not stopping now. We beat him on the corruption, go straight through local government. What happened? What happened with the local government? Now the People's National Party, but the local government. You see the improvement? Since we're on the track of the corruption, we don't come off of the track of the corruption, no, we still maintain it. We still beat it. We still continue the drive with the corruption. What happened September 3? People must use a bar graph in terms of our talking points and what the improvements that we make, and you will see that you are making progress. We beat him. We still continue to beat him on the corruption after local government. Go straight into general election. And what happened? Improvement from 14 to 28. Then if we beat him for the corruption, and now we take over Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal. And after that, we have beat him for the corruption. And we lift the party from 14 to 28. Why should we stop beat him for the corruption? Look at the advancement. Beat him for the corruption before local government election, go straight in a local government election. What happened? We control local government. We beat him after local government election, go straight through on corruption. Just like bus, pan top of bus. We have beat him on corruption, pan top of corruption. And what happened? From 14 to 28. So you are going to tell me, you say, no, we need to stop beating him on corruption and we just have 4 seats. Then if we can take away 14, if we can advance from 14 to 28. You know, sister, we must can use that and control the next 4. Now from 14 to 28. Where I come from? We come from 14. And we come at 28. We can relax now. What we need for the real? Stay upon the focus now. Now, but 4 more we want. 4 more we want and we done him now. So you don't go tell me now, in terms of what I explained, what in that we have lost our stride. We have built up the momentum. We have increased in mileage. We have increased in status and challenge. How much are we now in a parliament? And then the significant thing that we are not paying attention to. You know, sister, we take with them 2/3 majority. Jamaica people. And remember, you know, see what Murty say ya? See what Murty say ya? Let me put up and show what Murty says. See what Murty say ya? Let me put up Murty. See what Murty say there? And him have to thief the election. Him have to thief the election. Because we are at the corruption. Look out, we not stop. So all what Big Mama them want. What all what Karen Cross want. What all what Natalie Stack want. What all of them want. Corruption in a them cloud. Because we are anti-corruption body. That with the people. That in a them face. Because they are corrupt. And we not top from highlight it. Corruption. That am I talking point. Because it show me say. Then I mean, listen to me. If you are doing something and we are reaping the benefit, ask yourself the question. Why do we need to change? Why do we need to change? You don't see that what we have done and done tremendously well, we had achieved taking away their 2/3 majority. So when it comes to certain constitutional laws, him can't bad way up in a parliament. I say, yo, now my 2/3 majority now, I want to take this thing for. You can't stop me, man. No. You have to bow and respect me. Bow and respect me and them under fire. Because let me warn you, Jamaica. Who tell you that we are going to wait in the next 5 years? Do we me confident that 2026 now give me now? Me now put him further than 2026 now. Do we all me confident? Because look here. Let me tell you something. He doesn't know what is waving over his head. And we understand what is in the pipeline. Judgment coming down in the pipeline. Some of them are going to be prosecuted out. And remember, we have by-election spending. When we prosecute them out, by-election spending. So while we strengthen ourselves, to go the full journey. But we are so happy if we can take it in our 1 year. Happy. So while a lot of people out there worrying themselves, a Mystic Sensation now worrying. Because we are confident. When we look on the performance, what PNP had achieved I am confident we are now taking over local government. Confident. Right? Not that we are taking baby steps, we are making leaps. And significant leaps. So we are confident in terms of what we are doing, and we are continue to do. Me saying that, I want to speak on something. And let me speak on it. You see the way how we are moving now in one unity and one accord? The manlyites, social media warriors, like our ladies, Anessa Bell Rose, hot off for the press, right? And many warriors on social media. Let me give a warning that we stand in solidarity with Mark Golden as the leadership. Sign, seal. Sign and seal. I'm not saying anything more. I am only saying that manlyites, all social media warriors, we stand in solidarity with who? Mark Golden leadership. So anything that under any sort of cover, Mystic Sensation is saying to you, be still and know that God is at the helm. Be still, because righteousness must prevail. And we have confidence, full confidence in Mark Jefferson Golden. I hope who have an ear to hear, let them hear. And with a Mark Golden, we are going to have Mark Golden as the incumbent Prime Minister for Jamaica. Trust me upon that. So then we have no fear, because the momentum building up, the education is spreading, and the judgment is coming. Let me get into the heat of the program now. It is important for me to send that out there in the air. Now, let us show you now the art of corruption as how it exists. We not left off for the corruption, and then one we left off for the corruption. Them dying for we left off for the corruption. Let me give another one in it. You know what I will upon Jamaica? I am waiting until the Integrity Commission investigators put out the statutory declaration for the Prime Minister and for the opposition. Let me take this call. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead.
Hey, give me a second. I can turn off the TV. Yeah, hold on.
Yes, my brother. So I am telling you. Yes.
All right, good. Yeah, I just want to ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
Or if you did hear you hear this? Did you hear this when the JLP them say they want Crawford?
Yeah. Look.
We want Crawford, the PAC thing there with the
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're talking about. Crawford leaving the PAAC.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the JLP them jump they want. I don't know how them and Crawford is that close that them can come out and let them a ball down them. We want Crawford.
Yeah,
I
but
was listening it and I say then how them a jump like that and them is not on the PMP side, they are JLP and whatsoever, and I never hear the PMP side was chanting.
well, guess what? Let me say this to you: the PNP don't need to chant or follow that political narrative. We know that it is a political strategy applied that they are using to cause segregation in the PNP. We just don't need to listen to that, because again, right. And let me say this: respect to Damian Crawford, right? I don't know how much time that Damian Crawford have to come out. You understand? And speaking on the issue that, listen, right? He is, you understand, with the bosom of the People's National Party, right? He's within the bosom of the People's National Party, and he understand, you understand, as it relates to certain policies, right? Mark Golden had also, right, saying that he stand solid with the People's National Party. Our leader is not going anywhere now.
No.
Not going anywhere. So what we need, you understand, make Big Mama, you understand, stay over there with him argument. We don't need to follow it up.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We know who we are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
but because I was listening to it and so on, and then we said, wait, then why them are going like that? So
yeah.
And then sometime you really see how close them and Damian is. They're not supposed to, say them feel malice them or so on, but not to be so close and friend up with them, because they only want them are trying to work some strategy.
All right. Let me show you a thing. Damian is an educated person. Very educated. Don't believe that you can run around a Damian Crawford. A Damian Crawford, right, knowing that he's confident, you understand, him can go over for NNN, right, because him feel that he's confident, and Damian know that, okay, there's nobody over there can challenge him really and truly. So when him go over there, him can go over there and sit down, and him can answer, right, certain questions. You understand? Like me, you understand? I will go over there and take them on. You get what me I say? Right. Now watch this now. Yes. Watch this now. Isn't the same Damian Crawford tell them on the stage what Damian Crawford tell them say? Let me remind you.
One, they're going to jail.
One by one, they do what?
Going to jail.
Okay, repeat it for me.
One by one, they're going to jail.
All right. So then you want Damian Crawford say anything more?
Well, that's true. But
all right.
It was just because when I hear them and feel how them used to give Damian Crawford whatsoever, they call him the goat man or whatsoever.
Yeah, look.
So remember when Damian in a campaign, what he always say, well, I'm the goat man, and that's good to be a goat man, but them a donkey man.
well, that's why I say, look here, don't bother. For me, I wouldn't even call Damian Crawford and ask him anything. Honestly, God, because I am confident, you understand, that Damian Crawford not going anywhere. Damian Crawford not going anywhere. I am confident in Damian Crawford. So you are going now.
Yes, because we never have his number, why we never call him and ask him say what is going on.
No man, Damian good. Damian good, man. Listen to me, Damian good.
Right.
Damian good. Damian solid. Mm-hmm. You understand? Right. Look here. It's just them a try to just create friction, you know.
Yes.
For us to get distracted. And that's why we tell them, so if you stay on the corruption and beat them.
Right.
Remember, say, look here, right. Damian already tell them, you know, one by one.
They're going to jail.
Then remember that. Have the confidence, man. Have the confidence, man.
Yes.
We don't know nothing with them, you know.
You know you ain't call Vaz, back to stop a Vaz.
All right. You understand? So don't look here. Don't make Big Mama. Look.
Right.
Don't make Big Mama go in your mind, man. Don't make Big Mama go in your mind.
Right.
Bless up yourself, my comrade, brother. Blessings. All right, my brother. Blessings. Yeah, man. All right. Thanks for the caller. Okay, another call coming in. All right. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead, please.
evening, Mystic Sensation.
Blessings, my brother.
Bless up, man. Be a wonderful job you're doing, man. You have
Tha-
15 pot and your wife, you know, have heal up your
I love that.
I ask you a question, boss. You can get Mr. Mark Bowling on your program one day, so if you want to ask him some question, please, we are begging if you can set up an audience. We want to talk to him.
Yes, man. We can arrange that, man. We can arrange that.
Yes, I want to do that, Mystic Boss. Why not do a terrible? I'm not a journalist in Jamaica. I'm not a TV there. We don't watch them there. I'm not getting live thing, boss. When your man like on the boss, we have been going on the flowers.
Thank you.
You don't have to do it.
Thank you.
Some they have to do it. You're right. They have to do it. Not just they have to do it.
Yes.
And they make enough time, boss. I've been given when you go. So what me want to ask a question?
Yes.
The journalists them in Jamaica, they not bother get tea again. They not bother do journalist work again.
Well, all right. Let me tell you something. I don't even really, care about them, All right. Watch this. In this genre, what we have, and you have an Andre Stevenson program.
Yeah.
If you notice, an Andre Stevenson program, upon any one of Andre Stevenson night show, Andre Stevenson, they pull 9,000, 10,000, right? People in a chat room. You know what that means? Let me tell you what that means. It simply means that the ability and the capacity as it relates to Andre Stevenson reach, you understand, disseminating the information, right? It's far more impactful than a TVJ, than a CVM, than a RJR. You understand? Now, again, if you come back to what Rattigan, the pull, it far way more than TVJ, a Big Mama. If you come back as it relates to what a Lonesome a pull, it far way more than a TVJ and a Big Mama. If you come back to what a Mystic Sensation a pull, you understand? Other station out there what they pull. So guess what? We don't need to speak about them because we soon delete them,
Yeah, because when you look, when you go and find those evidence,
yes.
carry to the front of the class.
Ah.
How long not call Garibaldi and say, why you not come give me the paper for the bus? And then now you have a money now to go add 100 more bus. You think Jamaican people have it's a feed tree?
Talk about things, my brother.
It's a feed tree. You can't go about that. See now them are talk about. You never hear this. When you never hear this about, I'm gonna shuffle up cabinet again. No.
A prison we are lined up to send him right now. Prison we are lined up to send that.
I tell you, boy, we must be the boss. Listen, not just one real journalist working. Cause what you know, the people them, it's on the one, the people them, I know the people them feel what I want now.
All right.
I know the people them, I know they tell them, say, hey, don't be careful of that money then.
Exactly.
You understand? Cause I want thing in life, when people decide, oh, yo, we don't want you, we are walk with the right road.
All right.
And look for Mark Bowling, and people are going to call Mark Bowling. What Mark Bowling should do? Mark Bowling can't do nothing, can't bet on your heart.
Talk about things then, my brother.
This is the thing I'm going to go for now.
Talk about things then, my brother.
The man, he bet on the heart. He said, listen me. All the money who they have, he can go get house rent. That's one of the biggest things. And you can, at 6 months, you can charge on your rent. I'll live in your house.
Yes.
Eh?
So.
The man give forward. The man put out the things on the table. The man put out everything. And when the people come and say, yes, sir, this is the man to lead with.
All right.
This is the man to lead with. This is the man to go the right way. See?
All right.
But what? Andrew one is command like a cheat yard man and cheat them and say, we are going 32,000 a week. Who want to pay 32,000 a week? Eh?
I tell you.
Come on, sir. I'm sure they know say Mark Bowling right now. The people down in the west part of Westmoreland down their house with their up.
Exactly.
But you hear what? You never there have to say, sometimes we have to pay to learn.
Yes.
And when you
Oh, yeah.
man outside right them, I'm going to take back my one must say post because they're going to demonstrate. Well, if them go,
Yes.
Mark Wally will come. But Mark Wally never tell us that he comes to treat.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, like when Mark Wally come in like, oh, my pressing trigger.
What do you mean?
Because people can't talk. One thing I know, if the man he want to go labor, go on. Don't be a tell no. If you want, go on.
No, man, him now go, man.
You understand?
Him now go.
Simple.
Him now go.
We don't have time, because you don't know what happen. You remember the talk every day now. Something up the head, something in the pipeline will come down, you know. So they want to piss and turn, you know.
Yes, man.
They can't turn, no, you know, you never hear when people catch mangoes, the mangoes want to run, and you don't know where to go.
Exactly.
At that catch Darrell Valls now.
Yeah.
In our corner, we can't run left and he can't run right.
Because you are going on, my brother. What he had opened, what Darrell Vaz had opened, right? I know that the Auditor General, right, definitely they investigate. Right?
Yes.
And we are going to, and that's why even yesterday I came out with the letter that Danville Walker responded to him, you know. You understand? Okay. So, yeah, man.
Keep up your good work.
Blessings, my brother. Ah. Ah. Facts around here. We don't play. All right, my brother.
Nothing beat the facts.
Nothing beat the facts.
Nothing beat the truth.
Nothing beat the truth.
Nothing beat the truth.
Blessings.
Yes.
Yes.
If you're a man and honest, come by mystic sensation. If you're man and
He will never ever do that. Hey, look here. Look here. Look here. Believe you me, you know how me I pray for that man. Just give me a 2 minutes. Tell him. More anybody if you just ask the Prime Minister. And listen me. To be honest, my brother, me not ask him no trick questions. Me just want him to come on the program, you understand? And let me have a conversation with him. You understand? Let me have a conversation. Just give me an opportunity to have a conversation with him.
Since you can go for everybody platform, company, and that where Darrell Vaz use trick people, I can go for any platform. I want Darrell
Tell him to come.
on your platform. Auntie, come
No.
I said he's afraid he go anyway. So come to the table.
Exactly.
Like a big man, I will ask you some questions.
Exactly.
And if you deny it, then Mr. G say, okay then, me wrong. It's so. Because we know are the facts you are deal with.
Exactly. Right?
Me wrong. I want him in life with you, you know. With all the platformer. If you are do good, if labor right good, you say yes, do not do good. But when you're not do good, we're not going to wrap up with you.
Exactly.
And if man want to come in the same way you deal with it.
Exactly, because good governance. Good governance, my brother.
Exactly. You deal with the people.
Exactly.
Not the party. People.
Exactly. We have to put the people first. We can't put the politics first. We have to put the people first.
Boss, listen me. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You know when you go anywhere I live in Florida right now.
Yes.
And everywhere you go, you see a Jamaican at work. And everybody wants Jamaican culture. Everybody say, boy, we don't know what we have. And I said, man, put them on.
Exactly.
So why we can't set everything the right and proper way and everybody will live good? I said to a person a couple years ago, you know, say Jamaica is not like one time. Because you remember the first time people like your grandmother, if they kill a hog, the whole neighborhood would get some.
Yeah, exactly.
If they go market, they say Cadis are going good on the sun. If they get one barrel, everybody are sharing.
Yeah, man, caring and sharing.
Yes. But
You know, since nowadays, I know so everybody are creep. Like the police was done this up.
Oh, you come in and out.
No good. Yeah, no good justice.
Yes.
And when you say good justice is served, it's not about the little man. It go for the big man. Look at the big man. Look at the Prince Andrew. What in there now? Eh?
That's why I played it yesterday and show it. No one is above the law.
So you see, the Prince Andrew. Come to your penalty, man.
Exactly.
You know, you're not above the law.
No.
You're not above the law.
No.
That's like when my father said, Colin, if you go that road and do something wrong, you know, and you go to prison, you know, you go stay there. Because you must know wrong from right.
Exactly.
Go back you.
Exactly.
So if you're picking Mr. grow, and you say, boy, come in with one big kind of money, and you say, who give you that money, sir?
You don't have to ask him and get it from. Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
So it is not here from principle you do everything.
All right.
You know?
Exactly.
Mistake, keep up the good work.
Blessings, my brother. Blessings, my brother.
You know?
Yes, man. Blessings.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. These are the calls that, you know, we love, you know, when, you know, people are impacted by the truth that we speak. Now, here's another call is coming in. What? Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead.
Blessings, Godfather, as I got again.
Blessings, my brother.
Why? I lose from a country big time. I'm going to tell you why. Growing up and see how my uncle them, when PJ parties are in the country, when Portia since even lose goal in I'm look time when I'm run.
Yeah.
Them could have played with people like how I say Andrew when I play with these people. Me to think as a young youth, our generation would have been more smarter. Living in the country knowing that technology is so high and we have the opportunity to do our research more easier than when our parents and grandparents did that come up with them have to go find book a library, them have to go this, so them have to go do this.
Yes.
They be able to understand your history and understand certain things. Lose out from a country. I'm going to tell you why. Andrew will say I play chess. But me can tell all well-thinking Jamaicans who have common sense, Andrew, you're not even play checkers, brother. Because you're not that smart.
Make him know.
You are not that smart.
I know.
You just, one of the main things you do is decrease education. So these people can't think for themselves. So in your mind, you think you overpower them, but this lack of education is the reason why you're the way you're there. Because if people have common sense, there is so much information that these platforms has been putting out for so long that you don't even need to go read a book because it is there in your face.
Exactly.
They understand that these people has no moral compass when it comes to compassion for people. You know, so me I watch something this morning where it seems like him do some kind of speech up a UE or some G2K something. And when I listen to the man, I hear what the man is saying, people are clap. It hurt me. Because how can you clap when somebody got the same person for the last 10 years? We decree everything we have to do with poor people.
Exactly.
And you're going to clap when this man is going to look at you and tell you, say, the problem and the bureaucracy in the country, him can't fix it.
Then who's the Prime Minister?
The generation we are coming for fix it.
So who's the Prime Minister?
That's what I'm asking. That's the same question I ask myself. Then who are you? What is your responsibility? What was your promises? It don't make no sense to me, brother.
But the thing, you know, my brother, him same one family, the bureaucracy, you know. Him. You understand? Because remember, you know, he's the one who controls the cabinet. That's how I got.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
And everything I've organized around you, despite what?
Exactly.
Every policy have to go through you, the Prime Minister.
Exactly.
And everybody will sit around now and have a conversation and
Yes.
make it the notes. All right, this is how we're going to do. And everybody come together and pass the legislation. Bro, you can do better.
But you what happen now?
You're not gonna do better.
Notice Carla what he's doing. When it comes to the big mega contracts, right, to deal with nepotism and cronyism, he had issued contracts, you understand, using direct procurement. Now, when it comes to the emergency relief and certain things, right, you notice him not use emergency contract when it's supposed to do. You understand? Him use bureaucracy, you understand, to avoid the people from getting any benefits.
Any benefits. Because
Okay.
clearly, you show them say it's not about them, it's about you. One of the main things.
There you go.
Jamaicans are not smart anymore, and not one of them can tell me say them smart. Let me tell you why. There's no way a man can depend on a rally for win an election until you say him only need 4 more years to set him and him entire family.
All right, Carla.
And you vote for that money.
All right. Let me just quickly let go you and process somebody else because they want to talk as well here. You understand? But we love the conversation here. Call me back if it's necessary. Cool?
Yeah, man.
Blessings, my brother. Yes, Sister P. Blessings, sister.
Man, I tell you, for your teaching, you know, university, yo.
Thank you, Sister
I
P.
tell you, Andrew Holness is one piece of you know what. Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, I got to tell the young people, the problem with there, and them have to go fix it. Him can't fix it. Eh? No. Tax the bureaucracy, I use big word. Eh? And next thing, Andrew is going to tell the diaspora people to come home and go have picnic.
Sick him.
Eh? You feel like that man is normal?
Hey, look here.
One lady, me see play pan 2 show and we learn some, me see Andre play before you come on.
Yes.
The woman saying go to the hospital and one team and you rather dead. I mean, understand that same woman used to depend on social media and big up Andrew and a cuss out PMP.
All right.
And he say about that pain when he feel and my face sit down now, but he wants wheelchair.
Yes.
He rips fracture, in Tara fracture.
My goodness.
He have muscle spans. And he about that pain when and he must show you blame on the floor and all down the stink.
Oh my
goodness. Stink. And my GLP vlogger I do a couple show up PFP, But you see, me tell you, take sick cost people, But somehow we have to learn.
Learn the hard way too.
When taking 5,000 and 10,000 and KC.
Yes.
See, I take it back in a tax now.
All right.
And let me tell you something. Jamaican people vote PMP. Don't take with that from them. We voted PMP. Because we was 14 and we are 28.
Yes.
29, 28.
Yes.
And because of this shenanigan, make them get it. If you notice, so when they say them we not know, they don't celebrate. And no, they do not celebrate. Them do. Andrew Holness knows that him now win the election.
Of course. I know that.
In spite of that now, Mother Nature have bring down everything upon him. Me understand things them are going to shuffle the cabinet. But he could have shuffle, he could have react, he could have creep too late. Too late. What kind of art you have? We got to raise tax. and your people them where you know still out there suffer.
All right.
Eh? Cliff use them. Cliff use that right, man. You know? Cliff use well educated. Cliff use knowing himself not one of conscience.
Of course,
See, next
Cliff
time
use
he
that.
takes it. He will dead night sleeping because he know what he might do is wrong. But because he might lie or some benefit or some licky. But within himself, he know that these things are wrong.
Of course,
don't
he
feel
knows.
like him don't know. He knows. He knows, and you look and you see, it can play back mistake.
Exactly.
During the election, when they do the place, the candidate man, the PMP man, we run against James Robertson. Talk about the place.
Mm-hmm.
And then blashing go, and then blashing come, and then blashing go. Look at it now.
Exactly.
Look at it now. Look at it now. Vars come and say we bad mind. We don't want to pick driving a good bus.
All right.
Look at it now.
Look at it now.
And there are others to come. So that's why I tell people say no. All we have to do is just pray, no, because them are killing oneself, you know.
Bus on top of bus, on top of bus.
The thing is not of God.
What a bungarang.
Come down. Look at the amount of coke when them fight in Jamaica. No, that like you know when factory they we have produced them a breed of coke.
Boy, no like a Seaga, you like a Seaga the factory.
Police, soldier, terror that's a one, terror that coke. Eh? And now after we kill out the people them, we kill out the man them, if you come breed up the woman them, tell lies to them fight gun, go in a house, take out all man, shoot him in front of their mother and him
Mighty God.
and him wife. And talk about targeted operation. All of them they up there a turn down pan them now, you know. The commissioner of police, if I me like him, resign. I swear, I did a day I look upon him man, I mean there, in somewhere, that parliament. And me I look upon him live. The man I live in dopey. If them not comfortable, we are looking at Juliet all this face. The woman just change.
Mm-hmm.
In job where might get like a jackass. All of a sudden. We know some people have age. But for age I drop down too fast.
Mighty God.
Me say me I look on Juliet all this in a parliament one day when parliament let me say no sir. How you man look so? Human face he come like him come out of stage 4 cancer.
Sister P, them know what they come down in the pipeline, you know.
They're stressed.
Them know what they come down in the pipeline.
Brian, let me truth. If me have money, house, wealth, and feel live so, it better me dead poor and comfortable.
Exactly.
I would dead with a belly full of chicken back and dumpling. More than the steak every day and dance so.
Them know what is coming down in the pipeline.
It don't look good.
No.
But tears is a language.
All right.
I understand.
Okay.
Anyway, later.
Blessings, my sister. Blessings.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so that is Sister P, as usual. All right, Mr. Star, big up yourself. Now, Jamaica, we're going to get serious. And we are going to put something on the table now. Right? And I want all thinking Jamaica, put on your critical thinking cap in terms of what I'm going to present now. And we are going to make a comparison as it relates to what I am going to present. Look at this, people. Look at this. Follow me. Follow me, my Jamaican people. Follow me, my sisters and brothers. Look at this. Let me share this document.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government who was openly accepted responsibility, who expresses no
Jamaica,
regret for them.
I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to Andrew Holness. When he's saying that we don't feel comfortable with someone in parliament, you're going to realize that he took a long pause. You know why I'm playing this tape? You're going to realize that he took a long pause. Right? Wrestling with his conscience. You know why I'm bringing this to you, my Jamaican people? The very same time when he was accusing Azan, this man, Jamaican people, had done the most corruption with Gavin. This what you have seen here. That Andrew Holness speaking against Azan. Jamaica. Andrew Holness. While he seemed to speak, Andrew Holness was under investigation for corruption. People, I am showing you this because the barefacedness of this man. I am showing you how barefaced the brother is. That he is licking out on Azan and people marking up. You know why he is eating out on Azan? Because Azan take money out of personal pocket. You know, I'm nothing to do with the treasury, you know, people. Azan took money out of his personal pocket and fixed up some shed for the people them, because the people them in the sun. So from the ancestors say this brother are evil, you know. More want to understand what I'm right to say. They are accusing Azan, right, for something that Azan had done in good light, because Azan has good moral. Azan used empathy and sympathy to provide shelter, right, as it relates to some stars, because the people were exposed to the element, and him, it vexed him. It hurt them, or strong, and this all criminal one why I make a know him. Listen, people, I want you to listen to show you how bare-faced this brother is, you know. The man under investigation, you know, and area people, listen.
Was openly accepted. We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government was openly accepted responsibility.
People want to see the long pause. Want to see the long pause. Wrestle with him conscience, you know, people. They wrestle with him conscience. Me go play it again and me gonna see the long pause, you know. This is how vicious the brother is, you know. Listen to him again, people, and take note of the long pause.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government was openly accepted responsibility, who expresses no regret for the act, where a Commission of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution. And that minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is...
People, hold on. This is one here, what we see in front of you, people. And this one here, wicked to poor people too, you know. This one here, thief up how much acre of land, you know, and sabotage people, you know. And look on the face of the Dracula them. These are the people you call Count Draculas. All of them where you see so. Strong, Deputy Prime Minister, come out in a WikiLeaks. You understand? Dealing with gun and drugs. This is one I push for morning. You know? This is a nasty one over there. So push for morning. Look on the criminals them. Look on the criminals them. Mighty God, man. Hear them.
One can have for support. This is embarrassing. Not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling.
People, this is a woman over there in the corner, you know, Babsy Grange, you know. Right? A two serious gunmen she associated with, you know. As a matter of fact, one of Jamaica's most wanted gunmen get killed in a fire car, you know. Peer criminal, what they are saying, you know. Look on them. These are the people who are stopping the progress in Jamaica. These are the people who are affiliated with criminals, and they themselves are criminals. A pure criminal they are so.
Are afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you said that, you know. Me and you know, me glad you said that. Let me just fix. Me and you know. So you're back and you defend the Integrity Commission back then. And you're okay with the decision of the Integrity Commission back then. As a matter of fact, the contractor general back then, it was the contractor general. So you defended the contractor general back then. Right? You were in line with the contractor general back then. And you said, as it relates to Azan, listening to Jamaica, as it relates to Azan, provide some stalls, shelter for those people who are exposed to the element. You said it has the ability to bring down the entire government. Now that you hear him say? Now, Azan, as it relates to the level of criminality that you involved with, having over $400 million running through various accounts, through 3 of your shell companies, having a statutory declaration, right, where you declare to the Integrity Commission, right, saying X, that you have 170 million, but under investigation with the Integrity Commission, you say you have X, that is contrary to the statutory declaration where you submitted. And you cannot explain your illicit wealth. So tell me now, may I ask you a question, Andrew? May I ask all of the labor at them? Does that have the potential to bring down your entire government? Remember what you're saying? Azan fixed up 2 stars. 2 stars. And yet, that have the potential to bring down the entire PNP government. As I never involved in any money laundering. They are called where you're involved in. As I did not involve in any money laundering. So your money laundering activity that you involve in terms of what we are seeing, May I ask you and the labor right them, Andrew Holness, does that have the potential to bring down the government? And you see, you DPP, these are the things that we talk about in a DPP when we say you are a political operative. You understand? Because you have, right now as we speak, DPP, all the bangarang where see the guan and all the deleted blah blah blah. You can you can put your foot forward and make a difference in Jamaica. You DPP, you can come forward and make a difference in Jamaica. Have Andrew Holness charge and put him into the judiciary, and who needs to go in there. Now, let me get into this, my Jamaican people. Into this. Next. So now, here is it that, of course,
them already start with them antics. Them start with them distraction. Them trying to fool the people in all kind of ways. We're not going to be fooled. Country needs leadership with integrity. The country needs leadership that the people can have trust and confidence in. We need a prime minister whose integrity commission statutory declarations can be certified and published in accordance with law. We have not put any ban or gag order on any of our MPs or senators talking about integrity commission issues. The country is watching while he goes on with his distraction and his antics, while his integrity commission filings can't be certified. And they know that we have to get out the Jamaica Labour Party because they have lost their way. So comrades, the JLP are reeling from the blow that they received. Worse now after that, when the budget debate was on and they walked out of their own parliament and left us without a quorum, and I had to finish my speech on Duke Street on an old wall reminiscent of 1938, and we polled the country afterwards. The PNP 8 points ahead of the Jamaica Labour Party. Comrades are coming from way behind in those 2 years, moving from 13 behind to 8 ahead. So we are in a place now, comrades, where we can move to take back Jamaica House.
All right, let me stop from share that and talk to my people. So earlier, when we said the corruption argument, we can't let that go. You have seen where Marky G is saying the same thing. Hit them with the corruption. Because when we start the journey, right, we did not have the local government. But we hold tight on the journey. And we took over local government. KSMAC. Now we now have a mayor and the deputy mayor. Swinging higher, getting greater, getting bigger, getting more powerful. Leaving from 14 to 28. Don't change direction. Continue the journey. Don't change direction. Don't slow down the gas. Accelerate. Because what we need to maintain, we have to hit them on the corruption and good governance of the country. And they don't have it. They are criminals. Kleptocratic government, banana republic, you name it. So then we have to stay focused, stay on track, and don't be distracted by Big Mama and them over there. No distraction. We say no to distraction. Now, let me tell you something, my Jamaican people. The level of criminality as it relates to Andrew Holness. Remember, Jamaican people, let us talk about true political history that is important. From 1954, I am going to tell you how important it is as it relates to our education. And how Michael Manley know how imperative It was, right? And so Michael Manley did what he did in advancing the nation. The nation, or any nation, can only advance through what? The process of education. Education should be the engine, should be the power of your success, and nothing else. Any other message around you not educating yourself or not seeking the power of education to have a milestone for the future of your people. Do you, Jamaica, know where China is coming from? Do you aware of the history that China was once the poorest nation? Do you aware of that? But what China had done, China had acknowledged, do what? Educate and build over momentum time to show you how powerful education is. What is China today? An economy that have a force to reckon with. Why am I telling you this? The Jamaica Labour Party, as it relates to the history of them damaging education from 1954, Jamaica Labour Party stealing from the Ministry of Education. So a party that damage your education, a party that of Sir Alexander Bustamante who believe that selfish is better than education, and that mentality that stretches with them because they are ruled by their belly. And that sort of mentality that spread is now in their DNA. You can always buy them out. Always buy them out. But if you are educated and you know that good governance will build a nation, good governance will lead to prosperity, then you will not be a part of the belly syndrome. You know that through education, you will and must achieve. The history of the Jamaica Labour Party have more than 5 to 6 members of parliament who had gone, tried and prosecuted through the judiciary. Doing what? Robbing from our education ministry. Today, as I speak, who we have on trial, and as it relates to Andrew Holness' administration with Gavin, Robert Gavin, what did he do when he was in the Ministry of Education? Rob the Ministry of Education. Andrew Holness. Am I lying? That is what you are investigated for between the period 2007, 2009. Me no need no book for look on that in my head. Research it and you will see it. What did you do? Manipulate the procurement guidelines using direct contract. Give it to Gavin, who you have association with over 20 years, and you hide that association. And you gave him all the contracts. The level of criminality that you have done. Seeing you jumping from Ponzi scheme to Ponzi scheme to Ponzi scheme, end up in SSL. Where Darrell Valls managed several GLP accounts in SSL, and you mean good for the country. Why PSOJ? is not going against you for these things. Because why? You know how to pay to go around the toll. You know that, Andrew Holness. And so then what you have done, you have paid to go around the toll. You have told us. So while you speak, right, in good terms, your action speak to the contrary. And we have seen that is your MO. You have no love, no care in your heart for the Jamaican people. They are a stepping stone to your success. You walk on them. You step on them to reach where you are. You abuse them because you feel entitled. What have you done for the Jamaican people? Tell us. Tell us. What have you done for the Jamaican people? What progress that you have made for us? Anything that you are climbing on the blueprint of Portia Simpson. And you don't even have the courtesy to honor and to respect Portia Simpson. This is how vindictive and narcissistic you are. But we tell you, one by one, you'll be going to jail. My Jamaican people, I have to say this is where we are going to leave it. We leave the hotter subjects for later because we know that you are going to pass through later and we will be coming back later. So later, a hotter fire. You understand? And make sure you all pass through later because later we'll be here with more fiery message. You understand? And we are saying, staying on course, excel, right? And we are saying, Marky G, you understand, is going to take, okay, all right, the call is coming in. Let me just answer this call. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Byron.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Watching your program, I had to talk to somebody who I'm gonna work with on Monday.
Oh,
but
yes.
Then I finished the call and I said, wonder if he's gonna cut off. No. Let me see. I appreciate what you are doing every day, more and more and more and more. Thanks for educating us.
Thank you very much.
The Jamaican populace. But here's the deal. Do you realize that the person where we call Prime Minister of our country, he has no class?
I agreed.
He is not used. I think people might think I'm stupid, but listen. I heard Mrs. Angela Brownberg. She stood up in Parliament either last year or the year before, and she was trying to orate something to him and said to him, what she really was trying to tell him is that you never see and you come see.
Yes.
The man is used to, I'm listening to you and I'm putting him and Darrell Vaz together. Them never see come see, they never used to anything and they're going to pilfer the country until there is nothing left. I heard that somebody use a terminology on maybe Lonesome program either yesterday or today. And it is right. Them raping the country.
Oh, yes.
Sick.
Oh, yes.
But here's the deal. If the people decide, because you and Lonesome, Rattigan, and to name a few of you who are trying to educate the people. If they don't want to learn, they're going to sit down there because you know what sick my stomach most? Last September, those people sat down and put money, How much $10,000 or even $50,000 if you even get $300,000? Can that serve you with the cost of living for 5 more years? People, how not stupid so?
Exactly.
How stupid can you be? You make these people put wool over your eyes. For example, in this lady in St. Elizabeth in her constituency, to tell you how jail thief, I mean I stop call them thief. In that constituency where Miss Wellington runs, who gave those people purple ink on their fingers the day before election? So you see how corrupt this government is?
That came directly from out of the ECJ.
Pardon me?
That ink came directly from out of the ECJ office, madam.
All right. See, criminals, they are criminals. These are buccaneers. Them robbing people is like them just. Andrew is a gangster. That man is a gangster. And all he talks about, you see who he put in a party? Everybody in there have a rap sheet.
Oh, yes.
Me hear you call one woman named Likuwa. Me can't believe, say, I saw her at Cat Course funeral yesterday. She's just trying. She's trying. Somebody do them speech anyway. Somebody has to write this speech and then just read it because they mean nothing. They do. It is not coming from their heart.
Exactly.
Mark Golding went up to that funeral. Is it yesterday or the day before? But Mark was at the funeral and Mr. Golding spoke so eloquently. Not reading from paper. Not reading from paper and bug. Then they made the greatest mistake of their life. Go put the idiot woman who was the so-called Minister of Education up there now. She the finance spokesperson because she's not a finance minister. She is acting on behalf of the idiot gangster man who employ her.
Yes.
The gangster who employ her. I'm feeling for, it hurt me when they come talk about this man most honorable, the most honorable. Dr. what? Which part of him honorable? All right, I'm going to drop this in quickly because I know you have to go. But I heard this clip where he was talking about, I think it was the man who is back in Parliament. Now, what's his name again? Mr. Azad. When he was talking about like he wanted Mrs. Simpson Miller to fire Mr. Azad. Listen, Andrew, you know what you wanted at the time? You have so much nastiness in your mind. Your mind is so corrupt that you only wanted to be in the position. I am listening to everything that is happening around me now. And I realize all you wanted to be is to be in Mrs. Simpson Miller's position so you could rape the country dry.
Here you go.
Anything that you're criticizing me, you were criticizing her about, especially me housing trust money when me not get nothing. And you can take money, give your friend them to build big complex. But you know what? Uno working on a way down to hell cause Satan I go burn. Oh no.
Talk to them.
You know? Uno work on a way into Satan's kingdom because I want to ask you, we call yourself Prime Minister. What does it profit you to gain the whole of Jamaica for you and your friend them? And when you're done, you end up down a hell. There is going to be a judgment, Mr. Your minister, and I tell you that. There is going to be a judgment. So what is it that Jamaica owe you? And you have to scrape. Me hear something this morning from somebody else's program where you said, this climate, these politicians are not going to solve Jamaica's problems with the roads and this. So you are scrape out where you can't scrape out. And we're going to walk on the rock stone them.
Yes.
And then one next generation going to come to fix the economy and fix the roads and something. Oh no damn thief, God pardon and forgive me, is the Lenten season. But oh no thief or no crooked. And if you had any decency or integrity with you, you would step down because you failed Jamaica. Surely, you surely failed the test. You cannot stand up to the test. You thief the election because you know Mark Golding was going to call you out.
And prison him.
Guess what? It is not over until the fat lady sings.
All right.
Mr. Gangster.
Exactly.
And to Cliff Hughes, you should be praying on your knees, thanking God for your life to be spared. And you sit down. What the hell do you want with Mark Golding? Did Mark Golding take something for you?
It looks so.
What is it that Mark Golding has done to you all that you cannot accept him? He has too much integrity and you not have none because he now meet up on a watering hole with you know.
All right.
I don't have him up for. You're trying to put Damien into a position, Mr. Crawford into a position to look like him a line up with no nastiness. Damien
exactly.
Damien Crawford alone. And I would advise him, let me hear Mystica say, stop going over to no nasty station because you know what? Where is the gunman who shoot up the car over your station? Where is the gunman all this time? You pay your tax yet? You pay the taxes so that the kids can get money to go to school? Did you pay your tax so the children can go get them vaccine at the clinic when they go there? Did you pay your tax so the old people them can get them what is it again? Get them little pension?
Yes.
Uno thief in rich, all you do is stay there here. God will walk out of these clouds one of this day. He will walk out. What are you going to say? Shimmy and shake? No stay there. You go and thief, man. Go and thief and rob Jamaica dry. Because Cliff Hughes, go pay your tax. And to the little nasty one when me hear one of them, something they are called Draws Davis, you shut your mouth and watch the world go by because you not look like you have much sense. Because the only thing you can sit down, you and Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness and Cliff Hughes, the whole on in a one basket of deplorables. The thing that would better make us feel better. Leave Jamaica and go somewhere else. Go on an island, go live by yourself. Because you know no good to Jamaica. Stupid people are listening to you no good. Me here I sit down and discuss something about Mark Golding. You know what with Mark Golding? You know what with Mark Golding? Mark Golding to step down. Why is it you don't want him to step down? Because somehow no I go prison if he get to the the street.
Exactly.
If he get to leave Jamaica, no I go prison. And that you don't want him to left. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? He was born in Jamaica and he's going to stay there until God says when. You know too damn crooked. You know go find. You know pay no tax. I want to cleanse your soul because God need to redeem. You want to ask God for redemption. And to the one we want to be called with all these accolades behind him, the Dr. Michael, this, that, you are the worst crook in the Caribbean. No other prime minister in the Caribbean no come close to your crookedness. You are a worthless, no good, crooked man. Look what you're doing to the people in the country. From October of last year, people sleeping under tarpaulin till now. And you have all this money. What you're going to do? Put them in 28 more bank accounts and say you never get nothing, you don't know where it is. You need to go to prison. Thank you, Byron.
Blessings, my sister, and love the input. Talk it as it is. Over here, we don't mince our words. Love it.
I'm going to listen to you later, so all the best.
Blessings, my sister.
Thanks for allowing me.
Thank you. All right, well said. Love it. All right, so my people, walk good until later. See you later. Later will be greater. Love you. Blessings.
So why you come to me with that foolishness, you know? You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister around the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want to right there that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable. and stop making excuses for them.